few moments.
You want to get in the frame though? That would help.
Yeah, I probably would.
You can see right here.
Yeah.
I don't have anything really to talk about other than we can explain why it's been so long.
Yeah, I've been on a lengthy hiatus.
Yeah, which honestly, for this podcast and its predecessors, is normal. Because at the end of the day, this is a working man's podcast, and you are officially no longer unemployed. So.
Yep, very true. I went from being unemployed to, congratulations, you're a manager and you didn't even know it.
Yeah, which is absolutely retarded, because you just wanted a driving position, and then they were like, you're overqualified for this, and one of our drivers is scared of driving.
Yep.
Guess what? Now we're going to try to fuck you quietly.
It's
very gay.
True, but it's actually turned out to be a job that I really enjoy, though. And I've learned, just even like just over the past month, I have learned a fuck ton of shit that I never would have learned in a garage, believe it or not.
Fair, which is nice. It's a different side of the profession that you're learning, which is always good to do.
Very much. And, every time I go into work, it's something new I learn and everything like that. And that's one thing that I look for, like, when I worked at, like, ACB, it was always something new every day. Because, like, the cars that we were doing, you were always seeing something new.
Yeah, because you were just fixing or inspecting lemons that dealerships were trying to sell off.
Yeah.
Every now and then you'd get a cool one, but for the most part, it was just...
Yeah, like a good 80% of the time, it was that. And then, on top of that, it was like, oh, wow, this thing was actually being driven on the road. Like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you could have killed somebody or yourself.
Which I'm no stranger to driving pod racers. That's like my exclusive mode of transportation. But
oh, it's okay. It's definitely nowhere near the worst I've seen. And I know you are the same on that.
Yeah. And also, I'm not retarded, so I can fucking drive a car. I've had tires blow out on the road, and I didn't panic, I didn't crash, I didn't wreck, and I was in the middle of traffic.
That's how it was on when I was coming off I-70 on the 75, and I blew that tire out on the truck. Yeah. I was doing like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it's on a lifted truck, which is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, like if you jerk the wheel wrong when that happens on something that's on a few inches of a lift, like you're gonna roll that bitch.
You know what's crazy though is that I've got that thing set up to where when that thing blew out, it didn't even jerk me around or nothing, man. It was still going straight.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Is it comes down to skill and just not panicking, because in that situation, most people are gonna freak out because the tire just blew out, and they're gonna naturally jerk the wheel a little bit.
That's very true, actually. I had a guy come in yesterday. Had a Pontiac Grand Am. He was a younger kid. He was a good kid though. He seemed like, and he's like, "Hey, trying to get some boom boom in my car." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, that can mean two things." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
He wants a sound system.
Yeah, that's what it was. And
fucking retard.
He's like,
that's the one thing about living around here is there's a special brand of corn-fed dumbass.
Oh, fuck me, you ain't wrong. But
unique blend of white trash out here.
Yeah, very much. And what I was going to say is, like, at first, I am not going to lie to you, it was an almost, like, on-site thing, because I thought he was somebody else.
That's funny. You thought he was some meth head from Dayton?
Nope. I thought it was Michael walking through the door.
That'd be insane.
My nephew's dad.
Yeah.
And
that'd be insane if that dude was one out of jail.
Looked absolutely fucking identical to him. And
could be one of his brothers.
Yeah. But he did seem like he was a good kid, though. He, like, brought a fuse block in for a custom sound system, and he's like, "Hey, I bought this fuse block from you guys," and he's like, "I went to Walmart to go get some fuses." He's like, "And they're too small." He's like, "But I'm pretty sure I need a 60 amp fuse." And I'm like, "Okay, so you need a glass tube 60 amp fuse." I'm like, he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, let's see what we got." So we bring it back over, and we open it up, And he's like, man, it's just not fitting in there. And I tried it, and it wasn't fitting in there. And I'm like, huh. So I stared at this thing for a couple minutes, and I was like, wait a minute. And I took a screwdriver, and I stuck it down on the fuse block and pried it out. So I don't know.
It had a protector in there.
No, didn't have a protector. That's not what it was. And it was the remnants of an old fuse. Like the gold caps on a tube fuse. Yeah. It
was the tongs from a fuse?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was interesting.
It was a new part, or was it like a refurbished part?
I don't know. He said he got it from O'Reilly's, and I was like, huh. I mean, it didn't even tell me what, like, wattage amp it take, or, you know, like, what amp.
I mean, he might have been lying. He might have just broke it off in there and didn't know what to do.
Possibly. But the crazy part was, like, it unscrews, and both sides had that piece of the fuse from both sides in it.
I don't know.
It was weird. But, like,
that's retarded.
I gave it to him, and I was like, well, here you go, man. You know, charge him, like, $6, sent him on his way. And he's like, man, I'm glad that you helped me fix that. He's like, I didn't want to burn my car down. And I'm like, valid point. I'm like, I get that.
Yeah, also, I mean...
I was like, I promise you don't want that. I was like, because I've been there. And
yeah,
so...
but the likelihood of actually causing a fire, like a damaging fire off of like a sound battery wire is not that big.
It happens way more than you think. Like,
you have to be... God, you have to be so retarded. If I can wire a wire that... If I can reground an engine without starting a fucking fire...
Okay, let me give you a more visual on this whole scenario. Where do you think he had his ground wire for his amp? In the trunk. Like, where do you think that he might have it?
On the hinge?
Close. So, the trunk, when it goes up, it's got those arms that are like a J shape.
Yeah, the hinge arms.
Yeah. He had it screwed into the side of one of those arms.
Nice. So it was a moving ground wire. That's very funny.
Yeah.
So
and he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna like move that. He's like, do you guys got a couple tools I might be able to do to fix this real quick? And I said, yeah, I'll go get them for you.
Fucking dumbass.
He put everything together, and he come back in, and he's like, I'm not getting any sound. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He said, I'm not getting any power. And I'm like, okay, did you check your ground to make sure everything's okay? He put it on bare paint. He didn't even
nice,
put it
not
on metal. Yeah.
Solid. Dumbass.
But then when he moved it around and everything, the bitch was sparking really close to the carpet, man.
Well, yeah, because he was scraping the paint off and creating a connection by moving it.
Yeah. So.
What a fucking retard. I mean, I get it, though. I mean, it's like those videos you see online of, like, women. It's always women that put the ground cables on backwards to jump a car, like the jumper cables.
God,
and then you just see everything melting.
I got something to tell you. Speaking of that, they actually told me that one of the guys who had my spot apparently got fired, and that's why they opened up the position that I'm in now.
For doing that?
Because he burned somebody's fucking car to the ground out in the parking lot. And
nice.
He didn't do it just once. He did it 3 times, apparently. Hooked up the terminals backwards. And then I guess the third...
Does he work at Lowe's now?
I don't know.
He's the fucking ogre that guards the Lowe's self-checkout here?
You would think. But apparently, on the third time, because I guess the first 2 times it was a close call, like he didn't, actually... set the car on fire. The third time is when it happened.
Yeah, which is...
And that's a big payout.
So fun fact about the county that we live in, it's actually allegedly the #1 Marine recruiting grounds, like, per capita in the nation.
Really?
Dude, it's insane.
You know what?
It's insane.
Now that I think about it...
Everybody on the street pretty much is a Marine vet.
Now that I really think about it, I have seen a lot of people that... are in armed forces. A lot of them have came from Greenville. That's now that you mention it, it does make me think
there's
about
nothing here. There's nothing in this fucking town, which is very funny. And that's the name of the town is as close as I'll get to doxing myself. Because we're not far from a major city. We're actually not far from.
You're probably gonna have to bleep out what I just said then.
What, Greenville?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't care. The name of the town's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking some psycho's gonna come find. They'll die.
Oh, yeah. Please do. Please. We've been looking for a reason. Please. So, like...
No, genuinely don't, because I don't need a federal investigation for, like, an actual thing. But I am, at the same time, on not Facebook. I mean, kinda, yeah. Instagram is owned by Meta, which is Facebook and all that bullshit, because it's gay and companies are retarded. But on Instagram, I've been trying to get, like, flagged, just casually seeing if I can get, like, a phone call from, like, a Fed or something being like, what are you posting about? Because I'm just throwing random shots at random politicians and stuff on there. And I reported a bug to Meta on Instagram because I was trying to win an argument and I wanted to use the AI thing on there. So I was trying to make an AI picture of, like, tribal African people, and I wanted them to be, like, attacking like colonial white people or something, just for the argument's sake. And the AI refused to make it because it, like, violated its terms and services. And I was like, you won't make something that's historically accurate? That's bullshit. I'm trying to show historically accurate black people killing white people. I should be allowed to show black people killing white people.
Well, it's like I told you, like, you know, the guy that I work with, like, you know, that whole discussion we had on the way back home today.
Yeah, the gay faggot you work with.
Yeah, and it's like...
That's how I refer to him always now, which is not a double entendre. He is gay, which is separate from him being a faggot. He is a huge faggot. I genuinely want to go have a debate with him one day because I know that I could just systematically destroy his worldview.
You know what? There's an easy way to do it. Walk in with something with the stars and bars on you.
Dude, I don't even have... If I just take my Syria deployment flag and wrap it around my neck like a cape...
I really wonder
and come in there with, like, veteraned out.
You know what?
Because I don't think they know I'm a vet.
They do, but I don't think he does. And... because I haven't really talked to him about that. Plus, he hasn't...
Dude.
He doesn't... I think he's met you, but he doesn't know... You're my brother.
You should definitely draw him into a conversation to get his opinion about the military.
And that's where I was kind of going with it.
Definitely bait this gay faggot into an argument about the military so you can just demolish him and be like, how could you offend me so violently? My brother is a proud combat veteran of the United States. You're a faggot.
You're giving me ideas. Like,
yeah.
But my thing is, like, I've talked.
He has 3 AAMs. God damn it! It's actually 6, but I have 3 over there.
Well, like, I've talked to some of the old timers at work, like, which is most of who works there. Anyway.
He has a good conduct medal. God damn it!
And
my fucking worthless servant.
And the old timers are like, so the conversation got brought up over the other day about, like, when he pulled that whole shit of, like, oh, go put your cords away before you leave. And that's when, like, I told you, like, Rich was like, dude, like,
yeah, when he was being a gay faggot.
And he's like, you better...
You're a gay faggot!
He's like, you better watch it. Well...
Are you riding a Harley up and down there?
I guess... apparently some of the old-timers heard about it. And the next day they were talking to me. And they were like, so we heard that, you know, you got into it with him. I'm like, kinda?
I love how everybody at your job walks on eggshells about pissing you off just because you push back if they say some dumb shit.
Well, and that's the thing, like,
because nobody pushes back anymore nowadays. Everyone's just like, okay.
I don't want to
get.
I really don't have that. I have maybe 2 or 3 people that I work with that I don't like. Maybe 3 people. Maybe.
Which is genuinely a lower number than average, I would have to say.
Yeah, everybody else I get along with great. And even the people that I don't like, I still get along with them. But I just have a feeling that it's coming one day where it's like, you're going to catch me on the wrong fucking day and I'm just going to snap at you. And like...
Well, if they have that feeling, good.
Well, the next day when I came in, they were like, fuck them. And they were like, oh yeah, we heard you got into it with him. I'm like, I guess you could say that. And they were like, oh yeah, it's kind of like the argument that we had with him about, it was, the old timer Tom, he's the one who told me that he got into like a big discussion about, and it was over the whole thing about with like the gay pride thing and all that. And it's like,
it's,
you know, and they're like,
he's a long-haired twink.
they're like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're gay. Have fun.
Like, good for you, man. But like,
practice safe sex. Have fun.
But you know, just don't be pushy with it. Like, you know, just it's work, dude. Don't get political at work. It was like,
yeah, you don't need to wave a rainbow fucking ribbon around just because it's gay pride. But wear like a little pin or something.
Does. He's changed it out twice because
his little pin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how it's a virtue signal thing. He's got to have his little flag that says, I support this.
Well,
it's fucking
he
gay
had
and dumb.
something apparently along the lines of, like, he changed it because of something else, and that's why he wears the one that he does now. I don't know. It goes.
Does he have the one that has the black people on it?
No.
It's just a straight up rainbow?
No, it's a bunch of hearts, and then each heart is a different color of that flag.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's the rainbow flag then?
Pretty much.
Does it have the brown and black on it?
I'm not sure.
Because if it does, it's really wild that they put that they are lumping black people in with gays. It's very strange.
Like what they were.
This is not a new take.
I know,
on this.
but that's like them talking.
It is weird.
That's like them talking
like
a month ago where they were like, "Oh yeah, gingers are black people," and I'm like, please also, if you can kind of like clear
which
that
I have
up.
made that joke for years to my friend Spencer, who is a ginger, and we call him a ginger, and he gets mad at us if we use the hard R ginger. It's very funny. It's very funny.
You clarify that for me. Why are people getting mad about that? Why are people grouping them in together?
So at some point in the last couple of years, like when they've been redesigning the gay pride flag from the rainbow to like include trans people, and they threw trans people in there, and at the same time they threw in a black stripe and a brown stripe, and it's meant for like black people and like indigenous people, I think.
Okay.
And which is like cool. You want to show support for those people? That's nice. They have their own flags also.
Yeah.
Like indigenous people all have their own flags based on like which nation they want to represent or they're a part of or whatever. That's their own thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, that's their own thing. And even if it's not necessarily like a traditional flag, like they have their own symbols, their own markings.
Yeah.
So they don't need your flag. They don't need you to stick up for them because they have their own. This is what gets me whenever people lump in like Native Americans and black people into like whatever current social justice things going on. These groups have their own advocacy groups.
Mm-hmm.
There are lawyers that their entire job is to fight for the rights of Native Americans.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
And there's not just lawyers. There's also like organizations. There's governmental groups that are designed around this. Like, and that's for every minority within the country. Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons why our government is so bloated, is because we have all these groups that are specifically designed to provide assistance and whatnot to minority groups, which is a double-edged sword, as we all know, which I'm going to get really gay right now and talk about how the government sucks my cock, because the government gets so big and they get so many things moving, so many departments that all have to communicate together to get money from one source. Mm-hmm. You have, let's call it, for ease of numbers, 10,000 departments in the United States government. I know it's more than that. You have 10,000 departments that all need $1 billion. So they all have to have meetings, and then for every 10 departments, there's one department over them that controls those 10, so they have to have meetings, and that it becomes this one giant mess of everyone just having meetings and sending paperwork and having messages, and nothing gets done. Mm-hmm. And that's where the problem comes in. And that's where civilian advocacy groups, advocacy groups come into play to make up for the slack of the government red tape. The problem that I have with the LGBT pride movement lumping in black people and other minority groups is that you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. It's, in my opinion, there's nothing more offensive than a white person sticking up for a minority only online. If you're only doing it online, go fuck
like
yourself.
How they did during the whole COVID thing with Black Lives Matter and like all the white women doing all that bullshit.
Yeah, you posted the black square, and I did make a gay social media post about Black Lives Matter, but it was because, one, my family is full of first responders.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was on ground zero for 9/11. She worked on the FEMA camps and all that bullshit for weeks after 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was deployed overseas, and I was not allowed to go home. I was not allowed to really make that many communications.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So from all I knew, all I could see from my country.
Let's clarify this. This was during COVID, not during 9/11 when he's talking about.
No. Okay. I'm not that fucking old.
I'm just clarifying.
But during COVID, I was overseas and I was deployed, and so I was just watching the Black Lives Matter riots burn my country down through my cell phone, and I thought that was really dumb because I grew up, like I told you earlier before we started recording, like I grew up as like a 2000s liberal. Mm-hmm. I went to Occupy Wall Street like as a child, like old enough to understand what politics was, to understand what taxes was. I was like 12, but I've been doing protests for a lot of my life because my mom is a very active political person.
Yeah.
Probably because she's seen fucked up shit. She's seen the government fail multiple times. She's been alive for a long time. She's smart. She's showed me the government's failures at multiple levels. And I've witnessed it by being in the military for 6 years. I witnessed the government fail on countless occasions.
People don't really step back and realize that you do see that a lot more often in the military than what you would think.
Oh yeah, it was really one of the funniest things was explaining to my in-laws that I had to buy my own uniforms in the Army.
Yeah, that was crazy when I first found out.
Yeah, they take it out of your first couple paychecks.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, you were like, yeah, I have to pay for all my own uniforms.
You get the basic, they give you a credit card.
My housing, everything. And that's why I kind of laughed at that joke later on. It was somebody who made a video and it was like, here's your CAC. And they're like, okay, can I use it? And they're like, no, it's not active yet. And they're like, oh, then I'll just use my regular card. Nope, you have to use that in order to buy it. Well, how can I use it if it's not activated? Well, it'll activate when you use it. And it was like a just go like back a whole circle
thing. Yeah, it's
thing.
absolutely fucking retarded. The government, and that's a great analogy for the government. It just goes in circles of nothing truly gets done as quickly as it should, if anything happens at all. And Americans, for the most part, I think, are starting to realize that more and more on a mass scale. Because as people my age and now even a generation below me start to pay attention to politics, they're like, damn, all these old people are fucking retarded.
But you know what, though? It scares me, and I know I've said it before on this podcast, and I know I said it in multiple times in conversations we had. It fucking terrifies me to know that our nephews, like their generation, seeing what they do right now and how they're growing up, knowing those little motherfuckers are going to be running our country before it's over with. Like, you know,
maybe
just saying,
maybe
how they are.
So if they make it to that point, because here's the thing. So recently, David Hogg, you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's the Democratic chairman now, Democratic National Convention chairman.
Yeah,
like he's in charge of the whole thing, the Democratic National Convention, which is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then, which I thought it was crazy when I first heard it, and then I remembered his dad is literally in the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
And during the Sandy Hook shooting, David Hogg left the school. He escaped. He ran to his house that wasn't far from this preppy, fancy school, right? And you know what he did? He grabbed a fucking camcorder. And he ran back to the school. And his dad said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I'm getting my story." He didn't say anything about, like, they're killing my friends, they're shooting up the school. There's
a faggot.
Yeah, he's an absolute piece of shit. He only cares about one thing: money, fame, clout. He cares about power. and everything that comes with it. That's what he wants in life. That's why as soon as the cameras turned on for the interviews, he was like, this never would happen if there weren't guns. He said the most radical thing he could.
Of course.
And there was other kids at the interviews that were just like, yeah, I don't know why people are surprised that this happened. Like, this is a country that has guns. This happens. The school should have had,
you know,
like, precautions in place.
And you know what's fucking crazy? What just happened today? I don't know if you've seen it or not, but that shit that happened at Walmart over in, I think it was Michigan.
Yeah, the Michigan Walmart where some dude was going around the parking lot just
stabbing people.
Yeah, stabbing people, and then a dude with a gun stopped him.
Yep.
Fucking, I don't know if he shot him, but I think
he didn't shoot him. He got him to drop the knife.
He should have just shot him.
But you know what though? Good on the dude for being able to do that, because at least he doesn't have to live with that guilt.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like it makes me wonder, like, what was going on with the dude stabbing people, if he was cognizant enough to just be like, oh, he's got a gun. Like, because I saw the picture of the guy. He doesn't look like your normal terrorist that does a stabbing in, like, the UK.
He looked
like a meth head.
Latino, actually.
He looked Latino?
Yeah,
I thought he looked.
I thought it was.
I thought he just looked like a fucking grungy white guy. But
I could be wrong, but
I'll pull it up. We can
go ahead, pull it up for us.
You can look something up for once on this fucking thing. Entertain them. Talk amongst yourselves.
But yeah, I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But you know,
I don't fucking. He stabbed 11 people. That's
he
crazy.
is a white dude. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was a grungy white guy. Look at.
Oh yeah.
He might be Middle Eastern.
You see where I kind of like realize that. If you see the video, you see what I mean. He's got some darker skin now.
Yeah, he's definitely white. His name's Bradford James Guile.
Oh, okay.
Or Gilly.
Well, the only reason, like I said, that is because the video seemed like he had some darker skin, but
he got 11 people.
How? Damn, dude. Like,
using a folding knife. That's crazy.
That's fucking a buck knife, really?
He used a buck knife. That's not even bloody. Not really. It's a little bloody, but not as bloody as it should be. Allegedly used. Very confident that he's the attacker. Where's the... Look at these retards.
Yeah, the whole thing with Walmart, they're going to be like, oh yeah. And then,
it wasn't a Walmart.
Huh?
It was, I think it was...
No, it was at a Walmart.
It was in Traverse City. Okay, that was the name of the city.
It said stabbed 11 Walmart people at a Walmart. Yep.
As the violent nut.
And you know what's crazy? Here you go, Walmart. This is your perfect example of why you don't want people carrying guns in your store. Explain this.
Yeah, get fucked. Because they have been cracking down on people doing that dumb shit.
Yeah, they ask you not to open carry.
Which every guy over 45 in Walmart open carries.
Obviously, I won't go to fucking Walmart anymore without carrying my gun on me. And
I don't leave the house without a firearm.
But you know what?
Not even just like it's not even that this is a bad place. It's
such a soft target though. Right here's a damn good example. Why?
Oh yeah, it's Michigan. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
This guy could have just been a goddamn meth head. What was it, Brad? Let me see if I can pull
it. That's a typical white dude right there, though.
Armed shopper. He might be white. Stabbed 6 people. He stabbed someone in the eye.
Ooh.
There's 2 dudes who took him down. One was armed. The other one.
Yeah, I seen the video of the guy that got him to drop the knife. You know, the one that drew his gun on him.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that I did see. It was actually a black guy.
Yeah, I did see that. He had dreadlocks like the dudes from The Matrix.
But you know what, though? Insane. Good on that dude for being able to do it, though, man. Good on him.
Yeah, good for that guy. Fuck that dude that decided to stab a bunch of people. Like, that's crazy, one, that he just stabbed a bunch of people with a buck knife.
At least he didn't kill nobody. That's good.
If someone did get stabbed in the eye, though, that sucks for that dude.
Yeah.
But also, this is nothing more than fuel for my paranoia when I go out in public now. I'm going to be looking out for every dude that has a cul-de-sac on top of his head.
You got to be aware of everything when you leave out that front door, man. It sucks that we have to be like that.
I mean, it's so fear-mongery to say that you have to always be vigilant. It's so fear-mongery.
It is, but it's true, though.
I know, and I hate that. Because, like, I'm someone who does have a little extra paranoia. That's why I've been to shitty places in the world. I've been in shitty situations. Not just outside of the world, but here in America, I've been in shitty situations, and it sucks cock. Like where we grew up, like even like after like we met, like we witnessed tons of just bad shit happening in Drexel.
Well, like you say all the time, literally we could make a movie about our life because nobody would probably believe the shit that's happened. They always think we're crazy when we say it.
Yeah, like if I told my buddies in the army about that shooting that happened right at the intersection down the street from where your mom lived.
Oh, when they fucking unloaded on him, the one we talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, the one that we talked about on here. And it's like, and that dude where the cops destroyed that church behind the guy's car. It's like that. I mean, we know exactly where that is. We probably know 2 of the cops that were in that shooting.
Probably.
It's fucking.
It's a shame, but you know, and. The crazy thing is, like, it's a weekly thing here in Dayton now.
Yeah, dude, there's always something in Dayton. Like, we just, it's the dude we follow on Instagram. Shout out Dirty Dale. He's just he's a Dayton-born dude who lives down in Dayton. He posts a lot of old ghetto store stuff, a lot of stuff that's closing down. I actually found him originally. We posted about, God, I can't remember his goddamn name. It was the famous homeless man down by where your dad, the black dude.
Yeah, the one that's always out there singing and.
Well, he died.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he died a couple years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he Dirty Dale had T-shirts made for him and stuff because he was always there.
Was that wait? Hold on. Was that the same guy who was always out there selling like roses and like?
I think so. I think he was the guy that sold flowers.
Yeah, he was there. You know what? Now that you say that,
when's the last time you saw somebody selling flowers?
Yeah, when's the last time I seen him? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
And
that's how I found Dirty Dale originally. But he always posts like whenever one of the stores down on the west side closed down. Down by the river, one of the tobacco like smoke shop stores closed down, and he made like a bunch of posts about it. But like I love following that type of shit because I mean like I grew up in Dayton and so did you, but he made a post about them redoing the roads. That fucked up thing I showed you where they fucked up Main Street and they made it 3 lanes.
Yeah.
And now they're cutting it down to 2 lanes and a bike lane because they're fucking retarded.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem here, like in Ohio in general, is the fact that they don't do one section and complete it and then start on something else. They'll start one and then start fucking 5 more and then won't finish the first one for 4 fucking years. You know?
I mean, when they built Freedom Crossing, the 70 and 75 crossroad, that used to just be a 4-lane highway going over a 4-lane highway.
Yep.
And it took them 12 years to build that fucking monstrosity of an intersection.
And now it's always clogged up in traffic.
It's always clogged in traffic, and they had to rebuild the top overpass 3 times because semis kept flying off the fucking side of it.
Yep. That's what makes me worry about, like, them building that Bucky. It's supposed to be, like, the country's largest Buc-ee's that they're building up there in New Carlisle.
I know.
Like, right down the street from where I lived up there. And then you go right there on Route 4 when it intersects with I-70 and that big fucking turn that they got. You watch and see if they don't have shit ton of fatalities when they open that Buc-ee's.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
You watch.
It's in the way, you know how they're gonna fix it? They're just gonna put a fucking intersection right there.
They're gonna put a fucking guardrail there. That's all they're gonna do. Which really one should have been there from the start, but I'm just saying, like, they'll make minor improvements and say, oh yeah, well, we need to...
So here's what really sucks about Ohio, and this genuinely upsets me is our government it knows that this state has to spend a lot of money on road maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Our budget that was just approved a couple weeks ago, $60 billion. It's the highest budget ever approved. Here's the thing. It's only half of what we grossed last year. So, we're not in debt. The state of Ohio is not in debt. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. That's a good thing. We have a better economy than the country of Egypt. Not that Egypt does much, but
Yeah. I get it though.
yeah, we're a state. We're slightly better than most third world countries, which is pretty good.
Fair point.
$60 billion budget. 1.6 billion of that immediately day one went to 3 individuals. It went to the owner of the Browns. 600 million went to the owner of the Browns. He immediately bought a house in Palm Beach 3 days later. 25 million.
Didn't they just redo the whole fucking stadium up there in Cleveland too?
They're building a new one.
Or yeah, that's what it is.
600 million to build a new stadium. 3 days after he got 600 mil to build a new stadium, he bought a $25 million mansion in Palm Beach. That is 600 mil of our tax dollars. Here's the kicker. It was a grant.
And the IRS don't bat a fucking eye when on a purchase like that.
No. Of course not.
You better believe that if we came into 50 to 100 grand off of something, even a gift, if somebody was to give it to you and IRS is like, nope, you're paying taxes on this shit. Like, you ain't buying what you're going to try to buy.
I'm not done bitching about the wine, because I hate this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So, that's one person. 600 million granted. 25 immediately pissed away on his own house. Cool. Fine. Build your stadium. It'll be built in 8 years. You'll have a beautiful stadium for the Browns to get their ass kicked in the middle of the ghetto. Fantastic. The worst team in the league, 600 million stadium. Well, now it's going to be at least a $575 million stadium. Already lost money on that. Pretty crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The billion that he gave away, also a grant. Half of it went to Palantir and Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is the guy who created the database that Google and Amazon and excuse me, like PayPal all use. Mm-hmm. That the Patriot Act was signed for. So this massive database that these few companies have on all the Americans and all their users and all this user info that keeps getting sold off to companies, and it's why your phones never stop ringing from spam callers. Mm-hmm. So Palantir and Peter Thiel, I can't remember what else he did. I think it was he did Twitter. He helped make Twitter. Here's the thing. He got money to build a facility in Ohio up near Cleveland for Palantir to create basically a server hub for this database. And Palantir is going to take all those databases and create it into one database and then use AI to select people that are possible targets for whatever fucking reason the government wants them to be targets. Pretty insane, pretty big, pretty like 1984-y.
Yeah.
The other half of that billion went to the Anduril company, and I can't remember this dude's name. I'll have to look it up later. The Anduril company creates AI-powered drones and drone armies. He's the guy, I don't know if you saw this TED Talk where he had the little drone that was like a bee and it flew into the dummy and exploded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Anduril.
Yeah, that straight up reminds me of like the villain corporation in Ghost Recon almost.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it seems like.
So those are the 3 people that immediately got given $1.6 billion of our tax dollars. Those are grants. So those 2 company dudes, Palantir and Anduril, are going to start building factories. I believe they've already broken ground for Palantir up in Cleveland. Intel has been building a factory in New Albany, Ohio, for about a year and a half, 2 years now. They just had a major delay in construction, so they're not going to open the factory until 2026. What else is in New Albany, Ohio?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Nothing.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, nothing comes to mind.
You know why? One dude owns pretty much that whole fucking town. Les Wexner. Les Wexner gave one of the houses in New Albany, Ohio, a massive estate to Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's see where you're going with this.
Leslie Wexner also helped facilitate that land deal with Intel for the factory that's being built in New Albany, Ohio. DeWine and Wexner work very closely together. It's starting to storm like a bitch here.
Yes, it is. I've been, like, peeking out the window every often to see the rain coming down.
Yeah, it's all the cloud seeding they're doing. They're trying to prevent me from working in my backyard by making it too humid.
Yeah.
It's the Zionists that control the weather. But no, I just think it's interesting that where they're building this massive Intel factory that's supposed to give all these jobs to Americans. It's actually going to go to Indians. Is right next to where one of the richest guys in the country lives, Leslie Wexner, because he owns like all of New Albany. He owns like that entire, like all that land he owns pretty much. So he owns the town essentially. I just think it's interesting. And then that same guy who definitely works with DeWine. The windows are open out there.
Oh.
One of the cats got wet.
I think I heard her say Otis.
Yeah. It's because the windows are right on the shelves. But so I just think it's interesting that DeWine and Wexner are selling Ohio land for these big ass factories. And the promise that DeWine makes for this, right, is going to generate jobs for Americans and Ohioans and all this stuff. And, like, the jobs are boasting, like, 125,000 for their, like, higher positions, which is cool. Mm-hmm. That's a nice, cool thing. DeWine is a huge proponent of the work visas. And he loves pouring in immigrants and refugees. He's
always been a piece of shit.
These, like, all those 20,000 Haitian refugees that were in Springfield that have all now been disseminated to other places.
Yeah, because they were just talking about that. I heard him mention something the other day. That
it's
they
still
were like,
a problem.
oh yeah, it was. They were ratifying something that made it hard on the Haitian immigrants that were in Springfield. So yeah,
fuck them. I don't care. And here's why: is when they were only supposed to be here temporarily, they were given protected status because Haiti is a piece of shit. It is literally the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It is the shittiest country out of all of them in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
So we gave them protected status. So they're allowed to come here for a little while. After that protected status expires, they have two options: apply for citizenship or get the fuck out. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Is the ones that can apply for citizenship are the ones that have been educated and the ones that we should take.
Yeah.
And
the
then,
ones that make the effort.
Yeah, and the ones that have been sent elsewhere. The reason why there's not that many in Springfield as there were 2 years ago is they've been sent to sanctuary cities because their status is expired. Their protected status. So now they are considered illegal immigrants and they've been shuffled to sanctuary cities. Which is how the government in Ohio at least handles refugees, protected status people.
Mm-hmm.
When the federal government is not in line with protecting illegals.
Yeah.
They shuffle them out. The same thing happened with the Afghanistan refugees in 2020. Nobody knew they were in Ohio. We just knew that we took a bunch of refugees. And it's because we kept them in facilities, like National Guard facilities. Mm-hmm. And they slept in barracks, essentially. Which is, in my opinion, that's worse conditions than like the alligator Alcatraz that they just built. Because at least that's new.
Fair point.
At least that's new. At least that wasn't built before, like, the Korean War.
Yeah.
But I also... What?
I said, you got a good point.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things that DeWine is doing that I think he's only doing to line his pockets. He's doing things that benefit large companies, and it's because our senators like Vivek Ramaswamy and J.D. Vance, who is a tech bro, they want Ohio to become like the new hub for tech.
Well, I'm still convinced that when we were dealing with all the stuff with COVID and they did the shutdowns and all that and everything, he did it, a lot of it in favor for a lot of those big corporations that were giving him a kickback and everything like that. And, you know, he was getting major kickbacks off that shit. Because you tell me...
So was Ramaswamy and so was Vance at that time.
They're all fucking, you know, they're all lining their pockets with something.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the game with being in politics. And that's the part that I know I could never play ball with that. Because unfortunately, I have some morals, and I can't bring myself to accept money to fuck over people that are like me.
Of course.
And that's the main problem with most politicians nowadays, is none of them grow up like us, even though they all say they grow up fucking self-made or whatever the fuck they claim.
I've lived in a middle-class home.
You know what middle class is by today's standards? Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Do you know what middle class is by the standards of when you were growing up in the 80s? You mean your dad was a heart surgeon? Suck my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of their parents have, like, doctorates, fucking bachelors. They have fucking degrees, masters.
There was no struggle for people like that.
No, these people don't know what it's like to have your power off because you can't afford to either pay the power or pay the food bill, so you have to pick one. They don't know what the fuck that's like.
No, they don't.
They don't, in 2008, when a storm knocked out, like, 80% of the power in southern Ohio... They all had Generac generators in their houses. Mm-hmm. J.D. Vance didn't go 2 weeks without power and have to cook all his food in a fire in the backyard like I fucking did.
Yeah. It's sickening to see them, you know, start to do that and be like, oh yeah, we struggled growing up. We lived in a middle-class home, and, you know.
I grew up in a place where our landlord broke into our house because we called the city on him because there were roaches in the house, and he lied about it when he rented the house to us. So he came in and he vandalized all of our stuff. And I mean, he came in and just spray painted our clothes, our furniture, TVs, he vandalized everything. And he couldn't get punished because the cops said that it was not suspicious that his fingerprints were all over our stuff because he is the landlord. That's the type of shithole that I grew up in.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance, he came from money. He was a weird kid that went to all the good colleges and all that fucking weird shit. He's a fucking weird autistic tech bro. He fucked his couch. Most people fuck their couches. If you got a couch that feels nice on your penis, you're gonna fuck it. That's just how it is. Until you discover women that want to touch your penis. And he had to go find an Indian woman to touch his penis. Because he just has no swagger.
Yeah.
Finding an Asian woman as a white man is literally the easiest form of getting laid. That's why every white loser goes to Thailand.
Well, yeah, I met Mike.
Or Japan.
Like Mike, that's what I was getting at. He's like, oh yeah, you need to come to Japan. And
every white loser goes to Japan. And they hate it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing is, like, I love and respect Japanese culture greatly. Mm-hmm. I know that if I went to Japan, I would be shunned by their culture because I have tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
They would view me as a delinquent criminal that's not allowed in most public places. Mm-hmm. Like, people without tattoos they are banned.
Yeah.
From places. Like, I would have to wear gloves. If I couldn't go to any bathhouses, like their fancy bathhouses or hot springs, I couldn't do any of that because I have tattoos.
That's true.
And I recognize that. And I still, because of that, I wouldn't go there and then expect them to break custom because I'm a white dork that loves Japan.
Yeah.
but also I have the fucking critical thinking skills to be like, no, I'm not a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I hate white nerds that go to Japan, dude. I don't even know. I don't remember why we're talking about this, but white nerds that go. No, it's because getting Asian. JD Vance is a white nerd. Asian women are easy pussy for white nerds, and you can call me racist for that. That's fine. You're using the word racist wrong. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I mean,
that's an observation I've made through my long years, is that every white loser throughout history, if they finally succeed in getting a woman, they get an Asian woman. And I'm not far off from that. My wife is almost Asian just because she's got squinty eyes and she's got a little Native American blood. She's white, but she's on the border, and it's because I'm a fucking white loser. I know.
Oh, I know I am too.
And this has been kind of, we're going to cut it here in a second, but this has been kind of like a boring, monotone one. It's because this is a real working man's podcast, and I have to go to work at 4 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. So that's why this is low energy. But I promise next time we'll be a little funnier. We're getting there. We're getting the swing of it.
We're getting it back.
You're a gay faggot that just hasn't been living in your new home. See, even Lily's like telling you like this is what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
But this
Easy, sweetie.
She just wants all the attention.
Yeah.
But shout out to Lost Paladin Plays on YouTube.
Yep.
He's doing good things.
He is. He's doing very good.
Shout out Hate Watch on YouTube. They're the only reason I am not committing domestic terrorism, because of my governor being a fucking retard. It's all jokes in the name of satire. Don't care. It's YouTube. Haha. It's all jokes. I'm just venting. Ha. I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.